Hey everybody, so today is another fragrance rotation video. It's this time when we switch it up and leave some perfumes aside and pick new contenders. I pick perfumes depending on how I feel, what my mood is like, what the weather is like, what I'm kind of wearing, what goes with what I'm wearing, etc, etc, etc. So let's get into it. One of the fragrances that was in the last rotation, I actually finished, and that was Chanel Chance au Tendre. I will be repurchasing it. This is actually a fairly new fragrance from my collection, and I've fallen hard for it. I've worn it a ton, and I finished it up. So now it's gone. And this is the proof, the empty bottle. So good, that one is out. Next two, I loved wearing so much, and I'm kind of sad to let them go, but I have to. One of them is Burberry Weekend, and this is one of my favorite florals. It's just so lovely. I've worn this fragrance for over 10 years, bottle after bottle. This is a reasonably new bottle, but I've put a bit of a dent into it this month because I just loved wearing it so much. This is Happy, Happy, Happy Meadow Flowers. There is a bit of wetness to it, so like there's a brook running around that meadow. It's so fresh, so happy. There's a slight bit of fruitiness to it, but it's sort of an underlying fruitiness. It doesn't smell fruity per se. It's just like if I tell you there's fruit in it, you will be able to know. Something peachy, maybe apricot-y. There is definitely a vanilla undertone, but as well, this is a supportive note. This is not a vanilla fragrance. This is floral to the max. If you love florals, I really suggest, if you have this like dream of meadow florals, beautiful, just happy place, childhood running around, you're rolling in the grass, beautiful. This is really, really happy. Puts a smile on my face every time I wear it, but for now it's going. This one I used a ton as well. All of my fragrances received a really good amount of use because I picked them and I loved all of them. This is the Fleur Musc by Narcisa Rodriguez. This is a newer addition to their line. This is permanent. And this is Rosy Musk. Oh my goodness, so beautiful. Such a gorgeous, gorgeous dewy rose, very natural smelling. And the musk is the signature musk by Narcisa Rodriguez. If you love the line of their fragrances, if you love the For Her line, you will love this, no doubt. This is perfectly fitting within what they're doing. It doesn't have the patchouli, the like earthier, sexier side to it. It's very romantic, it's very girly, it's elegant, very wearable. Oh, what a lovely, lovely scent. Not an authoritative scent, a boss lady. Probably if you're trying to convey the boss lady attitude, this is not it. This is softness and femininity personified. Gorgeous. So sad to put it aside, but I'm kind of excited to try new things too. Every 3 to 4 weeks I need to sort of switch it up because I need my palette to be rejuvenated a little bit. And the last one that was in the previous rotation was Vanilla Grapefruit by LaVanilla. And I've put a dent into it and I loved it. Every second of my use of this fragrance was wonderful. This is something that this is my first bottle and I already can tell that I'll buy it again, definitely. Lovely vanilla, very good quality vanilla. I already said like the same kind of vanilla that you find in Allure, although those fragrances are not the same, but the vanillic quality, very similar. And grapefruit, so fresh and sweet and cozy at the same time. My husband loves this, I love it. Both of us enjoy when I use it. I love going to sleep in it. It's my evening time, home, hanging out, casual perfume. I find it really, really just lovely. It's just lovely. It's just comfortable. It's vanilla galore. It's a great vanilla fragrance. If you're after vanilla fragrances, I think LaVanilla line in general is good to check out. Well, duh, their namesake is vanilla. And particularly if you're looking for a bit of a fresh kick with your sweet vanilla, this is great. This one is staying. I'm keeping it in my rotation. I have a knack that probably I'll finish it up. Maybe not by next time, but in the next couple of months, because I'm using it a ton and I love layering it with other things. I think it's a wonderful layering fragrance as well. Next in line is a fragrance that I've already had in my rotation at some point, I believe, or I've spoken about it and did a review, so if you're interested, go ahead and look. This is a very budget option, and this is Lovely by Sarah Jessica Parker. And not my first bottle. I think this is quite lovely. in fact. A very elegant fragrance. There's not much plastic to it, but I would say it's not a real rose. It's more of an abstract rose, more of a Picasso deconstructed rose. It's an idea of rose, not rather than the actual flower. And there is a very interesting musk that not everybody's going to like. There's an artificial quality to it that I quite like, actually. I find this fragrance quite wearable. It's far less romantic. It's the same like family of fragrances as the Fleur Musk. They're not similar at all, but there's the same family. They're the musky roses, and I find this is so much more natural, romantic, and just evocative. This one is more business. go sign some papers, you know, sign a contract sort of fragrance. It is soft. There's a feminine edge to it with this abstract rose, but it's quite down to business fragrance. I think worn for work, this is great. It's not quite as bitchy as some of them can be. Some of the greener fragrances like Cristal, very work appropriate, very boss lady, very much I'm in charge sort of fragrances. This one's not quite as aggressive, but it is down to business. Yeah, and I like it for that. I think it's very wearable for work if you're looking for a rosy musk. That is quite abstract and sort of interesting, but not heavy or in your face at all. Then Lovely would be a good choice, and I'm kind of picking it for all time wear. If I need to throw something on, or if I have like a meeting with a broker or something like that, then this is going to be the one for that occasion. Then I have a lovely find that is difficult to get your hands on currently. It is Aqua Allegoria line from Guerlain, and this is Flora Nymphaea. I think that this fragrance does not fit into the line at all. Aqua Allegoria is known for their solid floors, very simple, transparent, light as air, beautiful, beautiful fragrances, and I have a few in my collection, including greener fragrances, including fresher fragrances, including rosier fragrances. This one, however, has a bit more interest to it. I wouldn't say that it is a very simple fragrance, as simple as most of the line. Maybe it fits into it in a way that it is not ultra complicated, but I think it is much more sophisticated and has a lot more interest to it than most of the line does, although I like the line, if this makes any sense to you guys. Just the style of the fragrance, I think it's more interesting. There's a waxy honey scent to it. It smells a lot like pollen. It smells very much like the pollen that you stick your nose into a lily, for instance, to sniff. That's what it would smell like. There is a waxy quality to it. It does remind me of a beehive sort of feel. Super interesting and very, very wearable. Not my first bottle, actually my second bottle of this fragrance, and I have a backup because it is so hard to find and I don't want to be without. Flora Nymphaea is a great floral fragrance if you are looking for a bit of a kick with your florals. It does have this honeyed scent to it. It does have a bit of waxiness. It's so interesting. I am definitely going to film a separate review for that one and probably pair it with this one. And this one is another budget find. This is Zara's Radiant Woods. Also not as easy to find. I think it was a limited edition fragrance, but I think you can still find it online. I got it a couple of months ago, so in the store, so you can probably still find it, at least online, I'm pretty sure. And this one is somewhat of a wet, woody, yet floral concoction that I haven't had a chance to really grow into quite yet. So review is going to be pending for that one as well. I love the packaging. Can we just admire how minimalistic and beautiful this is? It's actually quite good quality as well. I have no qualms with the packaging. Very heavy also, unfortunately. But it is interesting and it's pleasant, very, very wearable. I think this is an office scent. For sure, there's a woodiness to it. There's a floral component. There's a bit of sunshine in there. It's something between a woods after the rain and driftwood from the beach, but it's not beachy at all. Quite an interesting concoction. I'm very, very excited to review it and to have it out. I've only worn it a handful of times, so I do not have a very concrete feeling about it quite yet. But these are the guys that I'm going to be using for now. I have basically all time wear. I've picked fragrances that are wearable wherever. And this one is more of a casual nighttime with family sort of wear. And all three of these I think can be quite versatile. So I picked very versatile, not really occasion wear fragrances. So I'm going to just sort of throw them on all over the place as I feel. So that's it for today. I hope it was interesting for you to see my new perfume rotation and sort of to anticipate a review coming up about these two guys. I think I will film it about those together. So if you're interested to hear about that, stay tuned. It's going to come within the next week or two. That's it for today. See you later. Bye-bye.